with Tony Gabriele from ORBYNOT. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. So
right.
how's that new album going?
So far, so good, man. It's getting a lot of great feedback. It's been the word has been spreading like wildfire. And I've noticed every day I'm getting new fans and more fans, and everybody that comes up to me gives me a different favorite song. Oh, I love track 1. I love track 4. I love track 7. So I know by getting different responses, the whole album has to be good. So it's not just one song. It's not a one-hit wonder. So I'm really happy to hear about that.
Yeah. So how did you actually end up getting into all this? I mean, where did you start doing? Start playing and all that.
Oh, the guitar playing? It's I remember I was 19 years old in college at the time, and there was this one girl I was hanging out with, and she played guitar, and I wanted to have more interests with her. So I'm like, screw it, I'm going to go out and buy a guitar too. So I went up and got a guitar, and we started jamming together. She was trying to teach me, how to hold the guitar, this and that. And I'm like, what, this is really cool. I really like this a lot. So then I found out there was lessons at the local community college that I went to around the corner. So I ended up going and learning from my teacher there. And it was all good and dandy and everything until like about 2006 I started to lose interest because I wasn't playing as much anymore. And I was kind of getting bored of playing cover songs all the time, and it's just I'm never a big fan of playing other people's work. But then I saw on MySpace when I was in economics class one night, I was on MySpace and I'm looking at like friends of pictures and pictures of pictures of friends and everything, because you're bored in a business class, like who wants to sit through that? And I found a picture of this one blonde, and she was playing finger tapping on a Jackson, like a George Lynch kind of paint job. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is like, I've never seen anything like this before. I click on it, and just so happened to be this girl Brett Lightning from this band Jaded. I'm like, who the hell is Jaded? What the hell is this? So I clicked on the band link, and I'm listening to the songs, and it's an all-female rock band from Boston. And I'm like, holy shit, this is really, really cool. And then I found out on their schedule that they were playing here at the Kiss Expo in Secaucus, New Jersey, like not even 2 months later. I'm like, okay, I must see this in person. I have to go check it out. So I went there, and they totally blew me away on stage. They put on a fucking show, and I was just like, wow, this is awesome. And then next thing you know, Metal Mike from Halford comes out on stage and does Youth Gone Wild with them, since he was with Sebastian Bach at the time. And my jaw just dropped. I'm like, dude, this is so cool. And from that moment on, not only did I become really good close friends with Hillary Blaze and Brett Lightning, but those two girls alone are solely responsible for me picking back up the guitar and starting to write my own material. And because of that day, like, I just totally got motivated, rejuvenated, and here I am today because of them. So it's funny where your inspiration is born from, because you could lose something, it dies, and then it comes back like a phoenix. It's just like you're totally reborn, and just like, all right, now I'm going to be balls to the wall, and I'm not going to, I really want to do this. So that's how that started.
Yeah, that's the killer stuff. Yeah, I've done that myself, actually. So so when you went out and you saw all that stuff and it inspired you, what did you end up doing after that? How did you end up getting actually right into the music jig?
I was hanging out with them sporadically, like once or twice a year. I actually went to Boston to see them a few times, and they would always come here for the Kiss Expos. But I was on MySpace. What really got me going is I was on MySpace one day after work, and I noticed Metal Mike. I became a fan of him on after that. I was a huge fan, and I was on MySpace, and he put up some bulletin saying Metal Guitar Workshop here at Area Studios in Sayreville. And Sayreville is like an hour away from me. It's right around the corner from the studio was right around the corner from Starland Ballroom. The infamous arena. Not arena. It's like a club or whatever. And I hear like he's doing a Metal Guitar Workshop, and I'm like, okay, I have to learn from one of the best. He's the metal god's right-hand man, and I have to go learn from him. So I quickly signed up for it. Luckily for me, I was accepted. And then in February of 2008, I went down. I was part of the class, and then right after the class, I also had signed up for a one-on-one session. And by playing along with Mike, like on this one-on-one session, he saw how serious of a musician I wanted to be, and he could sense the passion behind me and the drive. And he was saying, "Okay, Tony, you know what? If you're interested, we could continue these one-on-one sessions. And if I'm around and not on tour, we could probably get together and continue these one-on-one sessions." And I was totally jaw dropped at that point. I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. This is like life changing right now." And ever since then, I've been the only personal student of Metal Mike from Halford at that time, and we become like really good close friends, kind of like a family, because we're constantly hanging out every weekend and learning. And then when we did our sessions and everything, little by little, he was saying, "You know what? I want to see how much you progressed like throughout these weeks. Let's start recording a demo." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, no problem." So at least that way you could show progression through the weeks. So we started out with one song, and we're like, okay, not bad. Oh, I got an idea for another song. He goes, okay, no problem. So we did 2 songs. Next thing you know, we did 3. Next thing we did 4. And then before you know it, my debut album, Try to Stop Me, was written. And it was shit. You never know what's going to happen because you just record something. And with a lot of hard work, next thing you know, I have an album ready to be released. So that's how that came out to be.
Oh, that's killer stuff. So when you ended up, putting all that stuff together, how did you get all the people together for this whole thing?
That's a fun story. I was at Mike's house one night, and we just finished a session. And then next thing you know, we're about to leave. I'm leaving, and a good friend, Metal J, who's my drummer now, was going to his car real quick. He was spending the night over there. He had to do something as well, and I'm like, "Isn't that Metal J?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's Metal. Justin, come over here." So he reintroduced us because we met earlier in the year at a benefit show, and we started talking. And I told him about I was recording with Mike, and I have a debut album coming out. And talking, he says, "You know what? If you want, I could actually do drums for your album if you're really serious about it." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm serious," because no one around me would ever take me seriously when it came to the band stuff. And Metal J ended up becoming my drummer. And then I guess in the beginning of 2010, Jay was like, "Okay, now we need a singer for this album." After we recorded the drums. No, actually, it was in the beginning of 2011. I'm sorry. He ended up bringing in his friend Scream King, Joe Lawson from Indiana, that he's also friends with. And Joe was originally supposed to do the entire album, but due to his tight schedule over there, he can only do half the album, so he ended up doing 5 tracks. And then from after Joe, he ended up finding this girl, Sarah, from Pennsylvania, that he found when we were on the Primal Fear tour with Metal Mike, and he became friends with her through Facebook, and he dug her stuff, so he ended up contacting her, seeing if she wanted to do a couple songs. So she agreed to it, so she came on board. And then we also had a couple tracks left over, so I'm like, at this point, let me do the Slash thing. Let me try getting a variety of different singers, so that way I'm not stuck on one sound. So then Jay ended up contacting his good friend Sean Peck from Cage, who's all the way out in California. And Sean ended up agreeing to do one song for me. And then when Jay was on tour with Primal Fear, because he was the tour manager for them back in 2010, there was this one girl, Cobra Page from Cobra and the Lotus, that ended up being the opening act for Primal Fear. And Jay was totally I guess you would say blown away by her performance. And he goes, "Wow, this band is like really fucking awesome." And ended up exchanging information with her. And then when we were looking for the last track, he ended up contacting her, seeing if she wanted to do part of the album and to sing on the cover song they were doing. And she immediately agreed to it. And I was just like, really? Oh my God, this is so cool. So then we have Sarah Teets from Pennsylvania, Sean Peck from California, Scream King, Joe Lawson from Indiana, and then Cobra Page from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And so my album was recorded all across the U.S. and Canada. And the only one that came over to record vocals in person was Sarah from Pennsylvania because she was the closest. But everyone else had to do it through email or mailing out the disc to me. So I could say that's actually one hell of a feat to do for a debut album, is record all across the U.S. and internationally. So it's pretty damn cool.
yeah. The net today, you know, being able to have the net and being able to contact all these people and, you know, and get everybody in the loop. Yeah, that's a cool thing that we can do these days compared to what we used to be able to do. You know, we couldn't do anything like this.
No, you couldn't. It's amazing. The technology, if it wasn't for technology, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Yeah. Seriously.
So where can you find all this stuff at? You know, what was the name title of the album?
Name title of the album is Try to Stop Me. And you can find it at ORBYNOT.com. We're on iTunes. It's on Amazon. It's off of CDBaby.com and other digital download sites. And I think that's where you can purchase it for now. So I can't. Everything else escapes me.
Yeah, Reverb Nation.
Oh, yeah, Reverb Nation. You can get off of Reverb Nation, too. That's right. ReverbNation.com/ORBYNOT is on there. And also it's available on, I believe, the Facebook player on Facebook.com/ORBYNOT. You can go check out the music store in that, too. My album is all over the place. I don't know where it's located half the time.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. You got to have all options flying, you know.
It's really cool. I mean, like, oh, wow. Like, all right, where am I today? I mean, even the other day, I didn't even know I was in a Battle of the Bands on Headbangers Cafe on Twitter. They contacted me and said, oh, you're in a Battle of the Bands for this day. And I ended up getting into the second round so far. So I didn't even know I was in it. And so far, I'm doing really good. So, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. A lot of these guys are coming up from the net. You know, they're coming up all over through Twitter and everywhere, and they're grabbing all these bands and they're doing stuff with them, and that's kind of what it's about. You know, it's great to have them do that. You know, I think it is anyway. Any promotion is good promotion. It doesn't matter how it hits the table. You know,
it's a lot of fun too. I'm having a ball over here. I really am.
So, are you thinking about? Are you still working on stuff now, or are you going to try to put another one together?
Oh, kidding me? Yeah. Right now we actually, me and Mike, oops, sorry, I just smacked my computer. We just finished song 29, believe it or not, just last week, and we're going to be starting song. I'm not sure if it's a milestone. We're going to be starting our 30th song on Tuesday, and when we go into the studio to record, and a lot of people ask me this too. Like, actually, the girl from Judas Priestess, Denise, she's a really cool girl. She was asking me the other day, like, how do you record when you're with Mike? It's like, do you have something pre-planned or do you do this? And I'm like, believe it or not, I asked Mike or my drummer a week before, okay, pick me a random beats per minute for the click. And then we go in there. I'm like, okay, let's say like 140 or 155 or something like beats per minute. It's like how fast the song is, the tempo. And I go in, and then as I'm sitting down with Mike, Mike's like, okay, what are we going to record today? I'm like, I have no clue. And I go, all right, Mike, give me a random key, or like E flat, or like B sharp, or G sharp, or B, or A, or C, or D, whatever it is. And I'll start riffing in that one spot. I'm like, all right, we're going to write it in the key of this today, and we just write it right on the spot, so that way it comes out more natural, more, it's not forced, it's not mechanical, you know, it's not like a stocky thing, you know, it's more thinking outside the box. We're constantly pushing the envelope, we're constantly trying new techniques, we're constantly trying new styles of solos, and I don't want to sit in one little thing, you know, I don't want to be like, you hear one song, you heard the whole album. Right. And that's the one thing I love, is constant change, because the one thing I was taught in music is, if you can ever expect anything in music, it's change, because change is constantly changing. Nothing ever stays the same. And even bands nowadays, you listen to it, and music isn't what it is back a couple of years ago. So, and you know that for a fact.
yeah, I do. You know, because I've been, you know, a lot of these bands that's popped up on this whole show and everything has really changed my whole outlook on where music was, because I wasn't sure where it was headed. But it is headed, and it's still headed in several different directions. There's just 1,000 more people pushing each different direction. You know what I mean? So you really don't know what's going to happen. Because there's so many genres out there. I think we went through the genre thing where there's like 30 now, 40. I don't even know.
I don't know either. I lost count a long time ago.
Yeah, it's they got to label everything. Well, this is this, and this is this, and this is this, and this is pop, and this is country, and this is, and I hate the labeling. I
know it's terrible. And if you listen to like metal, then people are like, oh, what's this? Metal's all the same. Like, no, metal's not all the same. There's like so many different subgenres of metal now. Like, we need our own metal show, And with the Golden Gods, I believe it was a couple weeks back in California. That's the only metal show I know of with the black, instead of red carpet, they have the black carpet. But I had to stay up till like 2:00 in the morning so I could watch it in California, and it wasn't even on TV. I had to watch it streamed through the internet. So I'm like, I wish we had our own metal show, like, live, but I'll take what I can get. So I'll watch it.
Yeah, but was that black metal, or was that death metal, or was that goth
No,
metal,
it was all metal, believe it or not. It was all metal. And I mean, Dee Snider and Jose Mangin were on the black carpet, interviewing people as they're walking in. Slash was there performing with Alice Cooper. There was Marilyn Manson. There was like so many other bands too, and I'm like, this is so cool. And I gotta get to work in 4 hours, and this sucks. But I was so happy to stay up and watch it. I was like, yay.
It sounds like my Wednesday nights.
Oh, I love Wednesday nights.
Yeah, the Wednesday nights. You try to start the show at like 7:00, and then you're looking at 1:30 in the morning. You got to go to work in a few hours.
Right.
Yeah, because
you got to do it for the love of it, man.
Yeah, do it for the love of it. And and the list keeps getting longer. What am I going to do? I only get home at 7.
You're gonna have to hire an intern.
We have to do something. I don't record any of it. I just do it live all the time. I might have to end up freaking doing some recordings of it or something to
have like your own. What was it? All right, we could have the replay on Tuesday and replays on Thursdays.
Yeah, that's
something
what
like that.
I was thinking about doing that here in the next day or so. I was going to go ahead and record probably today's show. I was going to record and play tomorrow because it's Father's Day.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. You know how that is.
That'll work.
Yeah, and then I could just push a button and walk away. What do you do? I mean, this is all new. This is all kind of new to me too. As far as the internet stuff and as far as I ran with it. So,
Right.
So you got any ideas what's going to happen? I mean, you got any videos you're thinking of yet, maybe? Or you got video ideas, maybe?
Yeah, actually, I know we want to do a couple videos, but the thing is, like, everyone is so busy with their stuff. Even, like, when it comes to our first show and videos, we want to do one. And the hardest part is everyone is scattered, and it's very, very difficult to get everyone together. And even for the practice, I finally got one on Sunday, July 1st. And it took me over 2 months just to set up just that one practice alone, so a video is going to be even harder. And you got the drummer from New York, you got the singer from Pennsylvania, you got me from New Jersey, and I got a bass player, Brian Daniels, and he's going to be doing, he's with Julius Caesar right now. I can never say his band name, Julius Caesar, and they're on tour as we speak, actually. And they're like trying to get 4 people from 3 different states into one spot is very difficult. It's a lot harder than you think. And if we want to do a video, like definitely I'm going to call everyone up. But I don't know. I guess we'll do one for Snake Eyes, I guess, or because that's a huge hit right now. That's the song being played a lot. And I think I sent you that song, right?
Yep.
Snake Eyes?
Yep. I have all that. Yep.
So that's actually the kicker right now. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I do want to do something with Scream King in Indiana, so we might fly out there to do something. I'm not sure yet. It's very difficult at the time, and like I said, it just comes down to schedules clashing, and that's why we haven't had our first show yet, because everyone is just so busy doing their own thing. Sarah's got Mind Maze, Jay's doing productions with other bands, like as production manager, and here I am. I don't have anything else to do on my end, so I just constantly record every single week. So, and that's how I got 30 songs now. Well, I'm gonna soon have 30 songs. We're gonna start song number 30, I should say.
Okay, so out of all these, we'll throw 3 of them on this. What songs would you like to actually put on?
I was just saying Snake Eyes right now. So I guess let's show them Snake Eyes.
All right, let's do a little bit of Snake Eyes. Here we go. Okay, welcome back. How you doing? That's killer stuff. I like that. That's really good stuff.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
That's killer stuff. You got
it's that song in particular is just so fun to play, and I've been practicing it here, and it's just coming out naturally. The more and more I play it, the more fun it is, and I just really get into the groove of that. And people just come up to me and say, "Oh, I love Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is like your single right now." I'm like, "It is? Okay, because I don't, you know what it is? I have to listen to the fans. I have to hear what the fans like, and I'm like, okay, I'll work off of that. So.
Yeah, that works good for me. Heck yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Killer stuff. I take it. Well, I already heard what you're going to be writing. You'll be writing something kind of near that too, or maybe not, because it looks like everything kind of come out a little different.
Yeah, it's like I said, whenever I write and record, everything is just boom right there on the spot. So, and the funny part with Snake Eyes is, what happened? I think I was at a party or something like that, and everyone was drunk, and I was the only one sober, and I did not want to get into a fight with somebody because somebody was like starting shit with me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need this. I kind of bit my lip and walked home. And with my blood pressure like rising and stuff, I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this. Came here into the basement, picked up the guitar, and I got my 8-track recording studio, and I just kind of like started riffing on the spot. And that's how Snake Eyes came out to be, is because I was just angry about something. And it's weird. Like when you write and record emotionally, a lot of things come out a lot better, and you don't even realize it until like afterwards. So
yeah, that's true. That is very true. The most impacting points of your life are easy to write.
Yeah.
The best way to get rid of aggression and everything else that goes on in this freaked out world is pick up the guitar and sweat it out.
And it's funny. It's a lot of people take their anger or their problems, and people start drinking or doing drugs or doing this, or like getting angry, putting their fists through walls or whatever. Me, I'm not a fighter at all, and I'll just pick up the guitar and just put my emotions into music. And that's how Scream Into the Night, track 10, actually happened. I had a falling out with somebody, a certain girl that I had huge feelings for, and the music, I just came home and just wrote the music for that. I wrote lyrics too, but the lyrics were kind of like not so good. So Jay said, when I showed him the music, Metal Jay goes, "This song has potential to be a really good song." So we ended up having Sarah do the lyrics for that one, because what I wrote did not do the song justice. But we'll keep those lyrics on the side for another song too down the road. We'll just modify them, like we'll make it more manly and.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes that writing can be a little over the top on some of that stuff, depending on where your head's at the moment. I've written some pretty wild things, eh? Yeah. Yeah, so some of it isn't exactly arable.
Yes, sometimes sometimes you write gold, and sometimes you write not gold. I'll keep it clean. You write shit.
Yeah, pretty much. You pretty much do, or I suppose, some of the stuff that I wrote, now that everybody's screaming,
Yeah.
Maybe I could put it in there.
It might sound really good. You never know. Like a lot of I was even at Dingbats on Thursday, and all these metal bands do a lot of the screaming and stuff. And I'm like, this is, at first I wasn't crazy about it, but the more I watch it, the more I'm getting into it, and I'm listening really into the music parts too. So I'm really appreciating the musicians. They're constantly raising the level, and I can't do half the stuff they do. But you know what? That's not my style. I have to do my own style. So, but I appreciate a lot of the stuff out there. I really do. It's really cool to go support local music.
Yeah, I do too. I appreciate everything that's out there, whether it's my thing or not. I still look at it as what they're doing as a piece, and it's good. It's just one of those things.
And it's all art too. It's like everyone's
Yes.
like an artist out there, and you got to put out your artwork. So
and
you're painting a canvas with music.
now you got the album "Try to Stop Me" as the title of that album.
Yes.
And the title song for that album is "Try to Stop Me." How did you end up coming up with that?
Oh wow, yeah. Try to Stop Me. Oh, there's a big story for that one. It all started. Actually, Try to Stop Me is the first song we did, and believe it or not, if you actually look at the CD, if you look at tracks 1 all the way through 11, believe it or not, that is the order that every song was recorded in. And I thought it'd be really cool just to leave it in that order to see, because every song I wrote, then the songs would get better and better and better because I started getting better as a musician and writer. So that was kind of funny how I kind of left it all that. But anyways, back to the story. Try to Stop Me. I wrote the music for it, and at the time I did not have a singer because my original formation of ORBYNOT was gone, and I tried finding a brand new singer. So I uploaded this song on Facebook saying if anybody want to give it a shot, try writing your own lyrics, and because I need to find a singer. So I'm like, do whatever you want, whatever your style is, and let's see, take it from there. Let's see what happens. And only one kid did it. I'm not sure if he's a kid, actually. I don't know how old he is. But, excuse me. It was a friend of a friend of a friend. And he ended up doing his own lyrics on there and singing his own style. I mean, granted, his friends were liking it. It personally wasn't my style. It wasn't what I was looking for. And the lyrics weren't the greatest lyrics in the world. And for me anyways. And a lot of people on my side, like my friends and everything, saw it, and they started making fun of the song, and then also started making fun of me for it, because they thought I wrote those lyrics and wrote that, and I was the one who hired him as a singer. I'm like, no, I didn't do anything. He just kind of did his own. And I was at the bar one night, right after this thing came out, and there was a person that actually saw it that I'm not really too friendly with, and we just don't see eye to eye. And he started egging me on and like nagging me and making fun of me, and just, he was drinking, of course, I was sober, and he just like kept making fun of me about it to my face and everything. And I'm like, dude, just let it go. Like, what the hell? I didn't have anything to do with it. And he started like not stopping. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need this bullshit. I kind of bit my lip, walked out of there, came right back here, and I'm like, screw this. You know what? I'll give you fucking lyrics. I'm going to write my own damn lyrics. So I wrote the lyrics to Try to Stop Me. It's basically like a bar fight song because I wanted to deck this guy in the face. But like I said, I'm not a fighter. I don't want to lift anything. I'd rather come home and write a song than go to jail. So, and next thing you know, Try to Stop Me came out to be this bar fighting song. Not to encourage bar fights out there or anything. Please don't start fighting listening to my music, because I mean, promotion is great, but I don't want people start to fight. But what happened with that, and the lyrics just poured out of me. Like within 30 minutes that entire song was written. And then we decided to call the album Try to Stop Me, because constantly, ever since I started back in 2008 with my original lineup, which was just me and a friend that I hired, because I was recording everything off an 8-track recording studio and performing with that 8-track recording studio. And I was playing the lead guitar live, and my friend was just singing, kind of like a karaoke thing. It was terrible. People kept making fun of me, saying, oh, you know what, just humor him, just let him do his thing, just say, yeah, you're great, but not really, and he's not going to get anywhere, he's not going to get stop recording out of that basement, or he's not going to do this, and, you know, just blah, blah, blah. And it was very discouraging, to say the least, and a lot of people didn't give me support, except for my parents, and, you know, it kind of sucked, and it really pissed me off a lot, and a lot of people were just not, you know, saying, Tony, you're doing great, keep it up. No one was saying that. And you know what? And it was like, kind of like, you know what? Screw this. Try to stop me, because I'm going to follow my dreams. This is what I want to do. And I'm not going to stop because you're not helping me. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. And I'm going to not shove it in your face, but I'm going to just perform and do what I want to do. And if you don't like it, tough, because this is what I want to do. This is my dream, and I'm not going to stop until I reach my dream. So that's how Try to Stop Me came out.
Well, there you go. Why don't we go ahead and throw that up for him?
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's do Try to Stop Me from ORBYNOT, title track. Try to Stop Me. Here you go.
To you, I give a deadly stare. My eyes are beating red, and I really don't care. Both a fit with you, kiss you with my fist. Better run or scared. Now I'm really pissed. There's no way
All right, welcome back.
All right.
And killer stuff. Hanging out with Tony Gabriele from ORBYNOT. That was title track of Try to Stop Me was the name of the tune on the album Try to Stop Me. So there you go. That's some pretty killer stuff, man. I like it.
Just don't kill people with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of bar fights going on with that one.
It kind of reminds me of like, did you ever see that movie Dirty Work with Chris Farley and Norm Macdonald? And he goes, all right, I'm going to put on a bar fight song, C7. And he says, you hit C5. And he goes, oh crap, and then they start playing If You Like Pina Coladas, and it was just the wrong song, and then everyone's bar fighting the Pina Colada song, and it was just, I don't know why that just popped in my head. That's what happens when you're doing a live interview. You never know what happens.
Yeah, you never do, you know, and I try to get the interviews, you know, kind of being more relaxed type, laid back, you know.
Yeah, it's fun. Love it.
Yeah, I don't ask too much. I try to stay within the music gen and whatnot, but I let it go anywhere it wants to go because it isn't, it's your thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm having a blast today. Thank you for inviting me out here. So it's really fun. I'm having it. It's great.
Yeah, it is. It is getting to be a lot. You know, I think what was it yesterday? I think there was 15 ads. I don't know if you paid attention to the page or not.
No.
It seems to be Fridays. That's 2 Fridays in a row now. It's been bam, bam. I come home and there's freaking 15 people sitting in there.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're almost up to 300 now.
Wow, dude. You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. It's definitely doing my PC in.
Nice. You got to get like a backup pretty soon.
Yeah, I need to go buy another one, actually. Yeah, I've only got 6 here. I need one more.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I only have the one. And hi PC, I'm talking on you right now.
Yeah, I've got a few of them, but it's starting to load up a lot now. Where I'm going to need some more. You know, because I'm branching out, you know, into different sites, and one computer can't hold everything, and I'm already using 2 now, so I got to add a 3rd one just to lighten the load on everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's panning out. It's working for me. I like it. It gives me something to do, you know. I'm happy with everything that I'm running into. It's great. So there you go. So you've got Riff and Peace you came up with.
Oh yeah, that was actually took me like 4 years to actually sit down and get it the way I wanted. Originally, that song was written in dedication to Dimebag when he was shot on stage, and I was just so depressed by the whole scenario and everything. I know there's a lot of Pantera fans out there, and I'm like, you know what, I want to do something. I want to actually make a song that really says a tribute to someone, you know, especially because there's a lot of musicians out there that passed away right before their time, and they had so much more to give the world, you know. And Riff and Peace, I wrote down. It took me 2 years to write the lyrics, and actually, it just took me 2 years to actually sit down and think of, all right, I'm sitting down and writing the lyrics, and the lyrics just kind of poured out once I actually sat down for it, and I got in the right mood and everything. And then 2 years later, I'm like, okay, you know what, I have to write the music for this because this is a really good song. So I took another 2 years and finally sat down and did the music for that. And this was originally one of the 3 songs on my album that was part of my original lineup that I did at the Old Forge over here in Ringwood, New Jersey. And a lot of people, like, they're listening to the songs, you know, like, they're like, wow, this is actually a really good song. This is really cool. So I decided to keep it with me. And then when Dio passed away back in 2010, it was 2010, right?
Yeah.
It was when he passed away. And at that point, I was recording with Metal Mike. And I'm like, you know what? Next song, we have to do Riff and Peace because I really had to say, like, okay, this is now or never. I got to get the song out. So then from just being about Dimebag, I was able to dedicate it to everyone that was passed away before their time. You know, Dimebag, Dio, Randy Rhoads, you know, all of them. Like, people that, you know, they had a lot more to do. And if they were still alive today, who knows what magic they'd be bringing to the table. And it was my way of saying, until we meet again, you won't be missed, and no one could you will be missed and no one can replace you. So that was my tribute to all those musicians out there that I loved, and I wish, honest to God, I really wish I could have met those guys, because I just never got a chance. And they are my heroes. They're definitely inspirations, and a lot of people say this song really touches them, and some people actually sometimes they tear up listening to it. So I know I actually did something good with this one.
There you go. Well, let's give them a kick of that. Riff in Peace. And this is off the Try to Stop Me album, correct?
Yes, it is.
There you go. Okay, here we go. Riff in Peace.
Something we all just can't believe. Nothing's gonna be the same as we sit and reminisce. No one can take your place from her. Forever you'll be missed. We all know it wasn't your time. Many years still yet to live, as you were still in your prime. No one saw it coming. It all happened so fast, as the reaper came down upon you, making you a memory.
right, we're back. Killer stuff. Tony
Thank
Gabriele
you.
from ORBYNOT hanging out with us today. And the name of that tune was Riff in Peace. That's some good stuff. Awesome stuff.
Thank you. That one is going to be a lot of play too, believe it or not. It's a lot of people keep coming up to me and just complimenting on it. And even one of the customers of mine at my job, he ended up getting my album, and he just kept saying, like, you know what, that song, I just keep hitting it repeat, repeat, and repeat. I'm like, you know what, that actually makes me feel good right here. You know, when somebody actually comes up to you and says, like something like that, and it's like a really good compliment. You don't get a lot of those. So when you get one, it's like, damn, that feels good.
Yeah, it does. You know, when you do get people that come up and off the streets or just out of anywhere, yeah, you bet.
Right.
Yeah, that does feel good. So with a lot of this, you know, from this album and everything, is there anything, anything that you want these fans and everybody that's watching this, what do you want them to know?
I want them to know, keep an eye out for us. We're definitely going to be trying to do some shows soon. And this is only where it all begins all over. This is where it all begins. You know, and there's going to be a lot more in store. There's going to be a lot more music. And the music that's coming out on the second album, you just be prepared for it. It's going to be a lot better than what you hear right now, because I'm constantly raising the bar for myself. And I'm constantly I love working with the people. We're going to invite some of the people back onto the second album. And actually, I'm going to try to see if I can work with some newer people, believe it or not, and try to expand the sound even more. And this is the cool thing is, too, when you're a solo band, you could do whatever you want. You could record what you want. You don't have to really listen to anybody. But then again, I'm not saying don't listen to anybody. You have to listen to the fans. You have to listen to your coworkers. You have to listen to everybody, so that way you get a very good perspective of what you want to do. You don't want to just be in one box or your way or no way, because it's a lot of bands actually fail that way, I've noticed. And for me personally, I want to work with other people, and I just want to work with, different sounds, different this, different that, and just expand the library, just constantly push myself to be even better. So everybody look out for that.
Heck yeah, that'd be the thing. And where can they find the album?
You can find the album on ORBYNOT.com. It's on iTunes. We're on Amazon. We're on CD Baby. Other digital download sites. We're also on ReverbNation.com/ORBYNOT right now. I noticed that. Facebook.com/ORBYNOT. You can follow us on Twitter.com/ORBYNOT for your up to latest news. Or if you want to just stalk us, that's fine too.
And Tony Bro, that's YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. And YouTube /Tony Bro, I believe, is the username. See, I told you, I'm all over the place. I don't even know where I am half the time. I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
Yeah, I kind of thought, because we haven't mentioned Tony Bro yet, and I know there's a few things under Tony Bro, so.
Yeah, and it's funny too. A lot of people come up to me saying, "How the hell did you come up with the name Tony Bro?" And the golden rule, you can't give yourself your own nickname. So how that originated was my friends back at the time. I think it was my best friend growing up. He said we were all playing poker one night, and the Texas Hold'em or whatever, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was playing with 7-2 offsuit, 3-4 offsuit, and everyone has straights or whatever, full houses. And here I am, I got a pair of twos, whatever. And everyone's like, Tony, what the fuck is your problem? What, Tony, bro, dude, what are you doing, bro? Tony, bro. And from there on, they kind of just stuck. They were calling me Tony Bro. And because my friends were on a bro kick, apparently. I don't know. I guess that's from being Jersey. But this is before Jersey Shore and all that shit was cool. This is back in 2000, 2001. This is before any of this crap that MTV puts out, of that stuff. So I originally was Tony Bro, and I had that nickname ever since. And I'm like, all right, I guess my name's Tony Bro. So just kind of stuck. And the funny part is, if you read ORBYNOT, everyone keeps asking me, how the hell did you come up with the band name ORBYNOT? Well, if you take my nickname Tony Bro and you spell it backwards, what do you got?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird too. I didn't catch that right away. I didn't catch that right away until you said something, and I went, oh, okay. Yeah, now I get it. Yeah, I was kind of wondering where that come from when I first seen the name. When you add it up, I'm like, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and that's the funny part. Everyone keeps asking me like, "What the hell is ORBYNOT? Is it like a scientific term? Did you learn it in school? Is it like an apocalyptic thing?" Or I'm like, "Just my nickname backwards." That's what it is, and it's cool, And it's like Van Halen uses their name, and like this person uses their name. It's like, I'm gonna use my name too, but I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna make it backwards.
Yeah,
So
there you go. Yeah, that works. All right.
And so that's really cool. And I had to say this too. Like there was my one friend Justin was making fun of me. He goes, "You know what? Then I'm gonna open up for you. My band's called Nitsudge," and trying to spell Justin backwards. And I don't know. That's kind of stuck with me too. So that was like really funny.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind when I'm writing next time.
Just do it backwards. I write backwards, man.
I'll start writing songs. I'll start putting words backwards, and I'll start writing songs with backwards words.
It's kind of like a palindrome of some sort.
Yeah, and see where it goes. See what happens. Heck yeah.
It's a lot of fun too, and about that entire the thing we were talking about earlier about the Headbangers Cafe on Twitter. I also noticed the girl Laura Wild was on there too. So actually, I'm becoming good friends with her. So I'll be seeing her at the end of the month as well. So I can't wait to see her stuff too. So I'm constantly looking out, like getting inspired and going to visit friends and be inspired by friends. So
heck yeah. She was playing here in Minnesota last night.
Oh, did you go?
No, I didn't make it. I didn't make it, and I tried to get a hold of her, and she was so busy, she's hard to get a hold of.
I know. I'm surprised that she actually responds to my tweets once in a while. I'm like, wow, she responded. Okay, cool.
Yeah. She does when she can, and then she threw up. I think she did 2 or 3 shows here in Minnesota, and then she did Medina Ballroom last night, and I didn't make it because I worked really late. By the time I got home, by the time I would have got up there, it would have been midnight.
Oh wow, yeah, you would have never made it.
Yeah, there's no way I would have made it, and I'm like, well, she'll be around again, and I'll catch her again. And I couldn't get nothing out of her. I tried contacting her, and she's just too busy because she's on the road, so she's not really. Yeah, she's more focused on her shows and what she's doing, So yeah, what do you do?
You have to be. You have to be at this point.
Right, and she's not real concerned on what's going on the net right now. She's doing her thing, So yeah,
right.
I'll catch up with her yet. I will catch up with that girl yet because she's gonna owe me another interview here pretty soon anyway. So.
Oh yeah.
As soon as her tour's up and she gets some time, we'll probably hook up again and throw out another one, find out where she's at, how it all went,
Yeah, kind of like an update, like a post tour update or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, if you could get her to sit down and do the time, but I don't know if she's capable of doing that when she's on the road. Her phone might support that. I don't know. I would have to ask her about that.
You mean like Skype and stuff, or?
Yeah, I don't know what she has available because I think she's doing everything off her phone right now.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff off my phone actually. So yeah, that's my phone actually. So.
Yeah, and that's what she's running on. So when you're sending stuff at her, whether she gets it or not, who knows? She's got to go in and look for it, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm the same way too. I do my best to respond and retweet everybody on Twitter, and respond to them on Facebook and stuff. And sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're not retweeting me, or you're not doing this," and I'm like. I promise I'll get to you. Maybe it'll be like 2:00 in the morning when I'm like waking up, passed out on my couch because I got to go to bed. But I will get back to you. And
yeah,
it's rough.
I try to do the same too with the people that add. Because I can't. I just don't go in there and follow them back right away because I follow them back when I find the music.
Yeah.
And then I add it to the show. Then I follow them because then I've got them in the show. If I follow them, I'll forget people.
Yeah, same here. And I try my best. And Twitter only allows you to follow up to so many people before it says, oh, you got to get more follows before you follow these people. I'm like, but these are fans. I want to follow my fans back. And then I'm like, all right, Twitter, you're just being a pain in the ass now. So.
Yeah. They I don't know why they put stipulations on all that.
I don't know, to prevent stalkers or something. I don't have an idea. I really don't know.
I really don't know what the deal is either on that, but I know that's been kind of an issue over here too with some of the things that are going on. If I start throwing out, invites, they don't like that.
No, I don't know. They're just being weird, I guess, is a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
They're just weird.
Well, we'll just have to write more albums and buy Twitter.
There you go. We're going to take over the world.
Yeah. buy more albums, and sell more albums, and make more albums, and buy Twitter, and then he can then he can buy Facebook, and then he can buy the rest of them. See.
Then I'm gonna make my own website called nittwit.com. Hey, you could all twit me over here.
Yeah,
we're
there
not
you go.
twitting now.
And then you get like 50,000 twits per day coming through on your phone. Bing, 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 bing.
Of all random crap that people just say, like, all right, here's my nit twit of the day.
I did that. I set my phone up with the Twitter the other day, and I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to do that. That thing constantly going off in there. It's ding, ding, ding. I shut it off when I come home on Friday. I shut it off, threw it on the counter. I don't want to hear it.
No, my phone was exploding. What was the last Friday or something? I had like all these things. My phone was exploding. I'm like, all right, dude, I'm gonna have to put you here and walk away because. And then like an hour later, it was still going off. I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm like, okay, I gotta. All right, I'm putting out a movie. That's it.
Yeah, it is. And all these text messages coming at you. I had a pretty busy week with that this week.
I mean, I got back to everybody, so as many people as I can, anyways. But it's pretty damn impressive. I mean, shit. I'm like, did this 10 years ago, you would never have had it. So
exactly. Except some of these bands that come up too, they'll tweet you, and then you tweet them back, and then it takes them a week.
Yeah, but they get back to it. They get back. So
yeah,
as long as they get back, I'm like, yay, I'm happy.
Yeah, you bet. All right. So why don't we wrap this up?
Right.
All right. Tony Gabriele. Tony Bros his nickname. You can find him over on the YouTube if you want to check out some of his stuff there too as well. And you can find him Twitter and Facebook, and look everywhere, and you'll be able to come up with that. For the ORBYNOT Band is the name of the band, ORBYNOT. The new album out is Try to Stop Me. All right. Thank you, Tony, for the interview. It's been great.
Thank you.
And
Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll hit you up again for another update here in a few here, and we'll find out what's all going on when you get things moving, or things are moving now anyway. But I like to keep updated with everybody. You know what I mean?
Me too.
So the latest thing you get, you can throw at me.
Definitely. I'm always hitting you up. So.
All right, sounds great. Thank you. And
thank you.
And wish you all the best luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Later.